Is up, my LTNs? Back at it another again with another video. I want to talk about why the suicide rate is so high in men in 2026 and probably in the future, and I want to address how we can fix it. So, thinking about this from a different point of view, why are our LTNs and sub 3s and even some mid-tier normies, although sometimes they can get some fat pussy, why are they killing themselves? And I've come to the conclusion, is that jawline isn't sharp enough? I've come to the conclusion that back in the old days, we had wars and shit, right? We had World War One, World War Two, the whole whatever before that. And the fact is, even in tribes, right? Even when tribes attack each other, the sub 3s are sent out to be cannon fodder, you know? They're meant to be sent to the front line to die. And you got some LTNs thrown in there too, that a lot of them are killed off. And some mid-tier normies, well, some of them are engineers, some of them live, but like, here's the thing, when you go to a war, you're killing off probably a very large portion of the army, a very large amount of sub 3 subhumans. So here's the thing, the suicide rate is probably like just taking into account the exact same thing that the war would do back in the day, because let's be honest, if that didn't happen, there'd probably be suicidal back then as well, because you know what a sub 3 knows, he's sub 3, you know. A low tier normie knows he's a low tier normie. He ain't getting no pussy unless he's rich. So you know, if the whatever the suicide rate is now, they would have been killed off in the army you know, generations ago. And the ones that made it back, who went to the army, made it back to their home country, well, guess what they got now? They got status. They've been in the army, they survived, they got medals, they got honor. So they've status maxed without knowing, and they got back. And you know what Looksmaxxing is at its core? It's status maxing. Because what you're essentially doing by Looksmaxxing is trying to signal that your status is higher than it actually is, or that you're trying to get your status up to where it should be. And honestly, Looksmaxxing is only step one to status maxing. So back in the day, the survivors, the low tier normies, the mid tier normies, they got the status max without knowing it, got back, and they're like, damn, I'm getting hella pussy because shit, I've been to the army, you know, I've served my country, blah blah blah. So now they're breeding more sub 3s. Meanwhile, you know, while the tribes are attacking each other, you got Chud and Tyrone breeding the Stacies back in the tribe. Like, they're just chilling. They're at the back of the army. They're sending commands. They're telling the sub 3s what to do. Like, they're really making it like you are the subordinate. Like you are below them. And hey, the Stacies see that, and they wanna climb the rank of status maxing. You know, just like the sub 3s. The sub 3s want to climb the ranks of status maxing and tell people what to do, you know. So what can be done? So now we know the true cause of why the suicide rate's high, and there's nothing we can do about it unless you want to go to the Middle East. But I don't think Gen Z is on board with that shit. Like, if you tell a Gen Z, hey, I went to the Middle East and I killed a bunch of fucking sand, I don't know, you know, I killed a bunch of children then you know, I don't think they're gonna be impressed. They're not gonna be like, wow, you've been status maxing hard, bro. Yeah, they ain't doing that. Fuck, I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. They're trying to steal my vril. Sucks recording videos late at night, boys. But yeah, it is what it is. So what can actually be done here? So you're not going to the army. You know, that's just a cut-off route now. Basically, what you've got here is you can money max, you can status max, and you can looks max, right? Because at the end of the day, you just want the looks maxing, the status maxing high. And you can do that via money, you know, wear the Gucci. Honestly, if you're rich but like you're ugly, that still signals low status. It just does. Like, Jesus, like, you're rich and you're still fat? What's wrong with you? Go take some ratatouille. Or get on a diet, or fucking pay a personal trainer. You know, pay someone to get you in shape. That signals... I would say a fat, rich person is lower in status than a fit, poor person. But that's just me. What else? But yeah, that's it. I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. I can't think. I cannot think what I'm saying here. Basically, ascend your looks, ascend your money. Or you're gonna have to bridge. But I don't recommend bridging. You should be hope pilled. You should be white pilled. You should be black pilled. And fucking farm, bro. Farm. If you don't farm, you're gonna be a sub 3 manlet LTN normie, and no one wants to be that, because let's be real, you're getting bred out of the system, and that's why the suicide rate is so high. And how we can fix it, bro. I'm going home. I'm being attacked, bro. I'm being attacked.